Revenge of the Savage Planet
Ooh.
is the sequel to the 2020 title Journey to the Savage Planet. First game was made by Typhoon Studios, while the second game was made by Raccoon Logic. But they're actually pretty much the same studio, as the former was acquired and shut down by Google after the failure of the Stadia, and the latter consists of former devs from that studio that regrouped after the closure and got their IP back.
Nice.
The story follows the acquisition of your former company Kindred by a larger company called Alta, who set you off on a journey to build a city called New Florida on an uninhabited planet. Alta then proceeds to lay you and all your Kindred co-workers off the moment you crash land onto the strange new planet. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, right? I really enjoyed what I played of the first game, but I never actually finished it, so I was kind of more than happy to jump blindly into the sequel, which I've done with many a game. Now, with Revenge of the Savage Planet, there's a pretty major difference between the first game and this one that doesn't become clear immediately as you play the game, because the first game is first person. And in Revenge of the Savage Planet, it's a third-person shooter/platformer. I personally think that this perspective shift works a lot better for the game's design, as the kind of platforming it makes you do, a la double jumping, sliding, rail grinding, feels a lot smoother when you can see more of your surroundings. It's a real Ratchet and Clank kind of shooter, is the best way I can describe it. And I really like that. I loved the most recent Ratchet and Clank game, Rift Apart, and I think this is very much inspired by it, and I quite enjoy that. So another new thing they've added is a base building element to it, in the sense that you can furnish your home base and add new buildings to New Florida throughout the main story. So far, it's mainly been habitats. Let's go forward a little bit.
Josh has gone to the bathroom.
Oh, has he? Yeah.
There we
I
go.
don't know, I just-
Yeah. Now that's a video game.
So it's mainly been habitats of the various alien creatures I've collected for research, which is also a new element of the game.
Right.
Before, you'd just be scanning your surroundings and scanning the creatures, but in this game, you collect creatures on the planet and do research on them, and it's very safe for the animals. Don't worry. There's also
Brought to you by Maybelline.
And there's also character customization, as you can see with the co-op. This isn't my footage, but I do really want to try the co-op. There's different spacesuits that you can put on, but there's also choosing your own voice, specifically through choosing your profile picture on the in-game computer. I didn't realize that's what it was.
That's always good when you get a voice you didn't know you wanted.
Oh yeah,
Like, or didn't.
because your options are like a few weird-looking people, an anime girl, an anime boy, a dog in a suit, and a raccoon. I thought every one of them looked a little bit weird except for the anime girl, so I chose the anime girl, then proceeded to go outside, jump around, and go immediately back inside and change it, because the entire time was,
Too sexy?
No.
and I thought there was something wrong with my game.
I have to play this video.
But so I changed to one of the ladies because I went to the dog and then it was just dog noises. But it's really silly, you know. And in terms of the writing, speaking of silly, there's a lot of really good goofs in this game. I really, it's the sort of humor that's not for everybody. You know, kind of like your Borderlands in a sense.
Sure.
I think there's a lot of really good goofs in it. The video messages and fake ads kind of feel a lot like Rick and Morty's Interdimensional Cable mixed with Tim and Eric Awesome Show Great Job, which is very my shit. Now, in terms of what I'm not really loving about the game, one of the issues I had with it was the inability to change key bindings, because I'm playing this on PC.
Okay.
That was literally patched yesterday, so now you can change the key binding, so that's cool. I've experienced some frame rate issues here and there, and have seen other people saying that they've been getting frame rate issues not through the entirety of the game, but in certain points of gameplay.
Sure.
And hopefully that gets patched soon as well. It would be really, really great to be able to access the map with its own key binding, because currently the only way to access the map is you have to go into the quest menu and then go to the map, which is a little bit finicky. But hopefully that can be patched too. But otherwise, I'm having a really great time with this game. It kind of feels like they've built a lot on the first game. It's very different, but it's still got the same kind of connecting themes. It's just got more, in my opinion. And I'm kind of just glad they got to make this game at all, considering their closure. And I'm super keen to try out the co-op too. So,
yeah, I've seen a lot about the co-op being a big push for this, and like the sillies you get up to with another person.
Yeah.
Is your actual goal? It's run around, collect creatures, scan things, and
the goal
build a
is to
base.
pretty much learn more about the planet that you're on.
Yeah.
Is that's the goal at first.
Yeah. Okay.
But soon you realize there's kind of some trouble afoot with your former parent company, and the story kind of breaks off into two paths. One of them is collecting all your gear and attempting to survive on an alien planet, because when you crash landed, all of your gear landed on different planets.
So it's kind of got that Subnautica vibe a bit. Like, you're here, you'll explore to survive, but also to progress some kind of overall narrative.
Yeah, so
Okay.
so you're trying to survive, you're trying to live, you're learning more about the planet that you're on in order to survive on it, but at the same time, you are contacted by your former boss at Kindred Technologies after he sold the company, and he's kind of down on his luck and is also upset that his company's been completely destroyed after having it bought from under him. So he's working with you to uncover the nasty secrets of the parent company.
Yeah. Okay.
It's definitely a bit of a
a little tongue in cheek.
tongue in cheek to Google, but like I like it. I love a bit of corporate black humor.
This is
and
totally.
I think it's really well done.
Is the because this is like it looks like I didn't play the first one, but that was like an island, or I mean the whole thing is a planet, but
Yeah.
but you seem to be in a walled
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
And is it gated by the equipment that you've unlocked, like you can access new areas, or is it gated by narrative? Do you move to this desert area after you've finished part of a story beat in the other area,
So
or is it just like
the
you're on
different
the-
biomes that you're seeing are actually on different planets. So I think there's 4 planets in total.
Yeah, right.
And each planet does have kind of like a walled map area. It's not fully open world. If you try to stray out of that map, you get a warning on your screen. That's like an in-game warning being like, you can't be tracked here, so you'll be killed in 5 seconds if you don't get back to where you were. Which
It's kind of weird.
You're
That's
on
kind
company
of
Like an out
time.
of bounds.
you're on company time.
Yeah.
that's kind of old school. Like usually they just stop you going up the wall, or they make it a sphere, and like
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
That's
it,
weird.
it kind of
any
feels,
Destiny player will know that. Meep, 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 meep.
It kind of feels like a pretty old school game. It feels like a Ratchet and Clank game.
Yeah.
To me, in the best way.
Yep.
I like that it's restrictive because there's only so much time I can spend in a game. From what I've seen, people have been finishing it in about 15 to 20 hours.
Okay.
I love that. I saw
Oh man,
people
open
saying,
worlds have taken a real backseat now to like, hey, linear experience that you can
Please,
finish.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And the fact that it
love
was on Game Pass, I'm like, cool, a 20 something hour experience that I can do on my own and then maybe even later do with a friend. That's fantastic.
Do you know if the
for me.
co-ops drop in, drop out? I assume it must.
I think it from what I've seen, like
Yeah,
when
okay.
you start the game, it gives you like a single player couch co-op, online co-op. So maybe you have to start it
Chat
together.
might know. Yeah, I'm just curious. That always helps when you can be like, come in for the silly, and then let me go and. I'm actually going to progress the story now because I don't have an idiot running around. There's like,
This run is so anime.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
Like,
the
or
animations of
Nickelodeon-y,
everything
it's cute.
are incredibly silly.
I've seen the slipping in the trailer is a huge thing. So you get a goo gun, and obviously when animals go into, you run over them, and you get this amazing tripping motion. But you can do it to the
It's
you can do it to the
ridiculous.
creatures as well. So if you've got a huge lumbering alien running, you spray goo on the ground, and it like
Oh,
slips
okay.
over. And so yeah, from the trailer, I just thought the physics of this looked fun. Like
Yeah,
just dumb fun.
it's just really silly and fun. It feels
Amazing.
yeah, like all the animations in it, from you to the creatures to your surroundings, are just really delightful. And then it's like completely, I wouldn't even say immersion broken, but like then you go into your house and you see the ads with real people in them,
I saw that
and
FMV
they're
stuff, yeah.
ridiculous. Like they're all clearly like actors that they've hired off of like what's their version of Gumtree, Craigslist or some shit,
Right.
Star
or
now,
like
I think,
Fiverr,
yeah.
and like
It's probably Star.
it feels really Tim and Eric. It's so funny. Like there's it's just all like, this is very much my kind of goofy humor that I would enjoy in a video game. And comedy's hard in video games, but I think they do a really good job. But once again, not for everybody. Some people might think it's a bit lame or cringe or not funny. Wah. But I love it.
Cool.
I'm having a good old time.
I didn't play
Journey
to the Savage Planet.
Yeah.
But I saw a bunch of gameplay from it, and it looked cool, and it obviously was critically pretty well received.
Yeah.
But there was something about, I don't know, it almost felt claustrophobic in first person,
I can't.
just from what I watched
I
of it.
can't do platforming in first person. It makes me sick. It makes me feel really, really sick to do platforming in first person. This is the way that you should do platforming.
It looks awesome.
I saw heaps of people online being like, they got rid of first person. They should make a switch that turns on the first person.
The Switch 2.
I'm
That's
not
the
going to
Switch
play
2, yeah,
the
it's
Switch
coming
2.
soon, yeah.
Should
I'm
line
not
up.
going to play it because it's third person. And arguably, for the sort of game that it is, third person is the only perspective that works for
trying
it.
to think of any other series that's done the switch back and forth, apart from maybe like a. I was going to say like a
Yeah, I was
Bond
thinking like
game or something,
Metroid, but
it's
yeah,
like, yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
Elder
That's usually a
Scrolls.
different
The Elder
developer.
Elder
Yeah.
Scrolls you can choose to play
Anything
either.
Bethesda, really,
Yeah.
I wonder if they can't patch that into this. It'd be complete with all the arms and the limbs.
It would
Yeah,
fit
you would
to me.
lose half the humor, which is
It would feel
run
unnecessary.
funny.
And also like
I'm funny through Swamp Game.
Yeah,
I like
totally.
seeing all the little outfits that I can put on.
Of course.
As well.
Yeah.
So,
Fashion.
But I guess if you're in co-op, you're seeing your co-op buddy in first person in their outfit,
this is
which
true.
could be cute.
Which is really true.
This is true.
But
We
yeah,
should-
I
we should
really
write
want
to
to
the
play
dev.
this in co-op because I'm loving it on my own, and I think it'd be really fun playing
Yeah.
with someone else. The everything about it, I just think it's delightful. It's very much a game.
gives
made for
Fortnite
me.
vibes now in,
Yeah.
in the best way possible.
Oh, yeah.
Colorful, wacky physics.
You can sprint
fun.
and then slide.
There you go.
Oh, that's all
Very
you need.
Fortnite.